about you, trying to cancel you, got literally cheese me.
All that.
It's hard.
Yep. And at the same time, you're trying to figure out who you are as a human being. And it's interesting, your career, everyone looks like one thing, but your personal life, you're looking at yourself in the mirror. Like, I would say in those years, it was really hard for me to look at myself in the mirror and be like, I like that guy.
I want to bring it back to salsa because you did bring up how salsa is New York. I was here in the 80s, so I was able to experience the real deal.
Yeah, come on.
But you know, salsa is having a moment now. There is no doubt that salsa itself is having a moment, whether it's Bad Bunny.
The Puerto Rican flag in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, she had a great song with Mark, that new song with Mark.
Yeah.
That might be a different flag, I don't know. I don't know flags.
I'm just wondering, how did you feel when you saw them putting out their own salsa albums and kind of realizing you too, like there is a moment for salsa in the world right now?
I don't know, I didn't really do it because I felt like there was a moment happening, you know? I just did it because I was excited about it, you know, Sergio, and then like, you know, Rao and like, you know, Benito's making whatever he wants, you know, Rao was doing whatever he wants. Like, these are just guys that are just doing whatever they want. And I love and admire that about them. And not they too, I'm sure, right? And I love and admire that about those artists. And I think that I aspire to do that. Like, you know what? Yeah, I want to just do whatever I want. The worst.
What do you say to someone who's like, yeah, it all just feels too confusing and it's hard for me to find the center? What do you say to that young person who's like, I don't know, maybe I'm just too much in between?
I know I say to students, like when I speak to students, sometimes I'm like, you just gotta love it. You gotta make a choice, but make the choice that you know, even if it's tough, you love it so much, you still wanna get up and do it. Don't make the choice because that's the thing you know you're gonna make money at, or you know you're gonna, like, you truly gotta love it. Because when you do, even on the tough days when it's hard to get up, you still know why you're getting up and doing it. And it is very possible to love multiple things. Just listening to yourself and saying, you know, what is the thing that I love the most? What's the thing that I really want to do? And am I doing that? And if I'm not, how do I do that? You know, and what do I need to do to get there? You know, sometimes people, they want to just do it right away. And it's like, no, you know, sometimes you have to work a different job in order for you to be able to do the thing that you really want to do. You know, I'm grateful for acting and I love acting, but acting blessed me to be able to have a studio now and be able to pay for the videos and to be able to write a musical at my own studio and create that and
show passion, mission, love.
Like, if you're nervous about something, you're scared a little bit, then that probably means that's what you need to be doing. At least that's what I've been figuring out. And then I think that if you are scared, not only do you have to do that, but you have to approach it with no fear. Like, you have to look it in the eye, you gotta be like, yo, let's go. I don't care. Yeah, you know what I am? Yeah, this makes me nervous. Like getting into salsa music, like, I felt nervous about it. I'm like, I don't care, I'm in it now, so let's go.
So we're gonna leave it there. Anthony Ramos, thank you for joining me on that.
Great interview.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Maria Nosa. Thanks, Anthony Ramos. Oh, 4 seconds. Whoops. You have to go buy the album or stream it or something.
Anthony's album episode is also fully available on YouTube.
Oh, there you go. Just go look up Latino USA. Look up Maria Hinojosa on Latino USA. It should come up. Latino USA should bring it up, I would imagine. Forturo Media. Maybe look up Forturo Media. That might be their YouTube channel. Sounds like you guys have
way
unrealistic
too
ideas about
strong and
pipelines work.
overstated.
That's Robert McNally, a former energy
it up by
advisor in
starting that war.
President George W. Bush's administration. He and others say it will take several years for the biggest project since Saudi Arabia and Iraq to be finished. Pipelines will still be in firing range of Iran. They say pipelines won't solve the problem of transporting liquid natural gas or shipping commodities.
You guys just
such
want
as
to grift a lot more
fertilizer.
money.
The disruptions have already led to higher global food prices. Jane Raff, NPR News, Amman.
The U.S. cattle industry is reacting to the Trump administration
good
plan to
news,
bring
good
in
news.
300,000 metric tons of imported
Free
beef
Trump.
with reduced tariffs for 90 days. It's aimed at temporarily lowering beef prices for consumers. Texas Public Radio's Jerry Clayton reports.
The plan, which was announced late last week, has been mostly met with skepticism from the nation's beef producers. Julie Louie is a seventh-generation cattle rancher in southwest Texas.
This is a very backhanded way of trying to assist the American consumer while putting down the very entities that are trying to feed America.
Louie says foreign beef is not produced with the same standards as in the U.S.
When you increase our imports for ground beef, yeah, you might make it affordable for the everyday American, but you're costing them the quality.
Both the National Cattlemen's Beef Association and the Texas and Southwestern Cattle Raisers Association criticized the plan, along with many Republican leaders. I'm Jerry Clayton in San Antonio.
With bond markets in turmoil, investors are waiting for a speech this week by the Fed Chair Kevin Warsh. NPR's Rafael Nam reports he speaks this week in Wyoming.
It's a highly anticipated speech. Investors are hoping Warsh on Friday will address the fears about inflation that are hitting the bond markets. Bond investors fear inflation because it can have real negative effects on the economy. Warsh has previously said fighting inflation will be a top priority. But investors reacted poorly when the
Like Trump is losing his
policy meeting.
war of choice against
Even as
Iran.
inflation remains high, raising doubts among
Again,
some
in a
investors
new
about
way,
how the Fed plans to tackle
by saying
inflation.
they need
Making
pipelines
this all the
now.
more
What a
interesting, the US
loser.
will report a key inflation
Trump,
rate
biggest
called the
fucking
Personal
loser
Consumption Expenditures
anyone's
Price
ever
Index
seen.
on Wednesday, 2 days
It's
before
crazy how there's
Washington's
never been as
stage.
big of a fucking loser as Trump.
It's
Ever.
NPR.
In the history of all people in losing.
Florida's Kyle Kirkwood took the checkered flag in Washington, D.C. today.
Was Trump
at
the loser?
50 Grand Prix race
Was
on
he the last
1.7-mile road course through the streets of Washington, D.C.
Oh my gosh.
Race speeds hit 200 miles an hour. The Trump administration
Trump
has
stand in
released
front
a
of him and
policy
kiss
for
the
what it
girl
calls
and
the golden age of space
block
transportation.
the
It calls
champagne
for
spraying
major
on him and
increase in U.S. space launches. NPR's Katia Riddle reports.
The change is to a document called the National Space Transportation Policy. Previous administrations have similar policies. This one calls for increased collaboration with private sector partners, as well as better integration of launches into the nation's airspace system, laying out a goal of more than 1,000 launches and re-entries per year by 2030. It also calls for expanding the number of locations where
launching so damn
spacecraft
much?
can launch and land. The policy does not specify new funding to achieve these goals. The White House
Just
has
put
meanwhile
build
called for
ballroom
significant
shrines
cuts
to
NASA's
ball.
budget, including in its 2027 budget proposal. Katie Riddle,
Ballroom shrines to
NPR
ball, but no
Actress
actual
Shelley
space
Fabre, who
ports.
had a long career in Hollywood with starring roles in classic sitcoms, The Donna Reed Show, and later Coach, has died in Los Angeles at age 82. Her family announced her death in a statement to the AP and other news outlets. From 1958 to 1966, she was on The Donna Reed Show. Later, she was on Coach, playing the news anchor and romantic interest of Craig T. Nelson. Fabre was also married to actor Mike Farrell, the actor, for more than 40 years. Shelley Fabre was 82. This is NPR.
Shirley?
Support for NPR comes from NPR. A dedicated advisor build a flexible wealth plan. Learn more at fidelity.com.
She was a great actor.
Services LLC. For investigative reporting in PRX, this is Reveal. I'm Al Nelson.
There's been a kid on the Donna
This
Reed
is
show.
a three-part series, 40 Acres and a Lie. A historical
Like,
investigation we first brought you
The
in
youngest kid
2024.
of the...
Today's story takes on a topic that's come up many times throughout this series: reparations and the question of what's owed. Because that's what 40 Acres and
the country.
an unpaid.
Well, baby,
Reparations on my soul.
The phrase 40 acres and a mule stuck around because that injustice has never been forgotten.
Check out the Church of Judas to replace all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and racism, and use all the riches of all the churches for reparations.
When
I'll
you
get the
hear
ball
today,
rolling.
In a film or a song, it's meant to evoke a deep sense of betrayal and a desire to right a wrong. The fire that was lit with slavery and 40 acres has not stopped burning.
Nice montage.
Instead, it seems
Collage.
to be getting
What do you call
stronger
it?
because the injustices
It's music.
did not end there. They've just taken a different shape. Reveal producer Nadia Hamdan traveled back to Georgia, the state where 40 acres began, to meet someone who encapsulates the many ways Black people have continued to lose land and wealth.
People hear my story and you can almost see it in their face. What can I do? What can I do to make up for this?
Her answer is simple: reparations. Nadia takes it from here.
Elon Osby thinks that newly freed people should have gotten more back then.
I didn't understand why just a mule? Why not a cow and some chickens,
We're sitting in Elon's dining room in Atlanta. Much like her home, Elon is a pop of color. She's wearing bright florals and a bold lip, her salt and pepper curls cut short. And even as she jokes, she's quick to acknowledge just how valuable those 40 acres and the mule would have been, not just to families back then, but the generations afterward.
Your children reach the age of being an adult, then you can give them some of that and they can